Hello, this is Lisa Marie Graves, and I have with me a couple of fantastic gentlemen that I am just so excited to introduce to you. I have World War II vet Don Graves and Paul Schwartz. Schwartz, okay. And they are comrades in speaking. He's your speaker, and he takes care of everything that Don needs. And I just attended Rotary in Parker County, and Don spoke to us and shared about his experience in the Depression and about his desire to jump into action, serve our country, and sign up right after Pearl Harbor. At the age of 16 is when he was called to serve in your heart. Mm-hmm. And so anyway, he shared his story, and he was also on Hiroshima. Yes, sir. And I'll tell you, extremely inspirational. I told him he even made me cry a little bit, and that doesn't happen often. So I was wondering if you wouldn't mind doing just a quick introduction of yourself and tell them a little bit about you, and then we're going to talk about the organization that you support.
My name is Don Graves. At 16 years old, I went and signed up in the Marine Corps. They told me I was too young. Come back when I was 17. I turned 17 and got the papers, went back to my mother and father. They signed it. I went off to the Marine Corps. I spent a total of just close to 4 years. Went overseas, trained there for a while with an anti-tank battalion, and then we broke up because they couldn't use us on the islands, and we formed the 5th Marine Division. And the 5th Marine Division was designed and trained to take Iwo Jima, and my battalion took Suribachi of the 28th Marines. And we spent 6 weeks on that island. I went on with 335 in my company, and within 6 weeks, when they released us, 18 of us walked down by the water. And I represent the greatest generation because that's just who I am. I'm one of the few left. I guess right now there's only 500,000 left out of 16 million.
Really?
Veterans of the Second World War.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's my little tale of my military. We know what it is to be without, born and raised in Detroit. When the big crash hit, Depression, we wound up with nothing. So my brother and I and all other boys and even the girls, they all went to work. Everybody had to go to work and earn their living. And that's what we've done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
Yes, he has a true passion for our country.
Yes.
And for our God as well. And I love what you said, that you love God and that you want our country to love God.
Yes, we need to get back to a spiritual situation the way we used to be. God does not beg us for him to stay. We ask him to leave. When I say we ask him, all the Christian churches sat by and watched it happen, never voiced their opinion, and our leaders and politicians allowed the radicals to run him out of the courthouses, out of the schools. Can't even pray there hardly anymore. We allowed it to happen, and now we're asking God to bless America.
Yeah. Don had shared in his story this afternoon about, we often ask in those moments of dire need and, Lord, help me get out of this. And if you do that for me, then I will do for you. And Don shares that story and the power behind the timing of it for you, and the importance of it, and then how you've lived your life since then. And
just in the nick of time.
Yeah. So the reason I tell you part of his story, along with him sharing it with you as well, is that they are looking for organizations to come and to share his story with you. So whether it's schools, professional organizations, churches, what other types?
Military.
Historical society.
Yes. You've sang, you just mentioned this to me, that you sang where?
I sang 2 years at the Ranger Baseball Stadium. Last year I sang at the Armed Forces Bowl game. Mm-hmm. And I've sung all over Texas, just about around the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
He's a big deal. Bottom line, big deal right here. And you go to Grapevine each year for the Veterans Holiday and speak there?
Yes, I've spoke twice at the Grapevine Historical Society. We were at the Grapevine High School twice, and we're expected to go back again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So with the speaking, they also don't have a fee, but what they ask for are donations to their nonprofit, and it is called Roll Call, which is all focused on a monthly luncheon that feeds veterans. And you feed about 400, I think you said?
350 is
350.
350.
Okay. All the building will hold.
Wow. And so that's, they come out, they speak, he shares his story of the Depression, of President Roosevelt, of his time in the military, and then, what he's doing now, and just educating and sharing his heart, his word, and you got to hear him. So I want to share with you how to get a hold of Paul, if you want to.
Email address.
Yes, sir. If you want to call and inquire about scheduling Don, Mr. Graves, for your events or your organization, your schools, your churches, please reach out to them. So again, and I'll put this in my comments as I edit this, but it's Paul Schwartz, and the email address is pswartz 0 or O? 0735 at Yahoo. And again, I'll put that in the comments so that you guys can reach out to them. And the organization that they support is called Roll Call, and the website, I'll put that also in there, but it's www.roll-call.org. Are you able to donate on that website as well?
Donations available on the site.
Great. And I want to say that you said, was it $2,500 or $3,000?
Yeah, between $2,500 and $3,000 each month that is required to continue the ministry that we're doing over there for all these veterans.
Nice.
Yes,
So,
Lockheed Martin has been very good to us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so all the donations go towards that monthly luncheon for the veterans, and it's, max seating. So if you know an organization that would love to come and hear Don speak, please reach out to them. Check out their website, rollcall.org. And any last things you want to share?
Yes, I was going to say maybe Paul can handle this. Our primary purpose for the Veterans Luncheon, do you want to tell them how it started and what our primary purpose for them boys is?
Him very clearly.
Yes, I've been with Roll Call for about 2.5 years now. It started with there was one gentleman that wanted to take 4 World War II veterans out for lunch. They did. They had a great time, and he said, "I want this to get bigger." So they started inviting their buddies, and all of a sudden it went from 4 to 12 to 30 to 50. And this past month we had a total of 66 World War II veterans in attendance. We had 40 Korean vets, and we also had about 30 of our Vietnam era vets, which that's what I am. I was in from 1963 to 1969. I didn't have to go in country, but I was ready for 6 years if they called us. The Roll Call Luncheon is at Birchman Baptist Church in West Fort Worth at Interstate 30 and 820, and it starts about 11 o'clock. We prefer that you get there early. That way you can come in and walk into a room full of history. When you've got 200 veterans there that are from Vietnam era and older, that is a room full of history. And we honestly believe that this is something these guys need. They tell us every meeting that you don't know what you're doing for us because you're giving us an opportunity to be with our fellow soldiers. Instead of us sitting at home watching TV,
There you go.
eating too much, getting fat, getting lazy, getting sleepy, and not having anything to look forward to. But this roll call organization is saving a lot of these guys and making them have a much happier life. It's the least that we can do for what they have done for us. You know, it's just incredible. We have one gentleman there that's 102 years old. He was a combat medic in the Pacific. We also have a gentleman there that's that he was in a B-29. He was an engineer, flight engineer for a B-29 that was shot down over Japan. If you've ever heard of the movie Unbroken or the book Unbroken, he lived that. He was a prisoner for 5 months. He was in the part of the prison which was across the road from where Mr. Zaffarini was when he did his time in that prison.
Wow.
And it's just an incredible experience to walk in and see that many veterans. I just get goosebumps every time I even talk about it, because it's special, and that's why I'm still a part of it. And Don and I have been going for about this past year. I've taken him to over 125 different organizations. We need help from y'all to get us some other speaking engagements, because we need to speak to schools, military groups, churches, service clubs, whoever needs a good patriotic speaker. Mr. Graves is your man.
I'd say that time is running out for the greatest generation. I don't plan on leaving just yet. We got a lot to do.
Yeah, you're right there. Well, I just hope that I'm man enough and able to keep my health strong enough so that I can go with him every step of the way, because we're both on a mission. We're together. We're a lot, as you can tell from our schedule, but it's fun. We have a good time. We've decided a long time ago, if you can't have fun doing what you're doing, stay at home.
Yep.
So.
Wow,
Okay.
awesome. Hold on. We're only at 2 mics, so thank you, Paul, for sharing that much more eloquently than I was able to. Don, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have 3 services here. We have Army, Hoorah,
Right? Yep.
Marines,
Gung ho.
and Air Force, aim high.
And they made the best foxhole a Marine ever crawled into.
All right, well, guys, thanks so much for watching. Please reach out to Paul, and again, I will put the information in the comments. Patriotic speaker, awesome, extremely motivational, and just amazing. So thank you guys so much for this few minutes to have everybody hear a little bit more about you, and hopefully we can do some good together.
Good.
Awesome.
We're looking
Thank
forward
you.
to it.
Thank you.
Thank you.